You're listening to the John and Heidi Show, now featuring the wit and wisdom of Dan Farris.
Okay, dudes, let's walk this sucker.
On Sunny 93.3.
It's the John and Heidi Show bonus hour with Mr. Oh, hey, I'm not supposed to use your name anymore. This guy. How you doing, sir?
Who shall remain nameless.
You told me not to use your name on the radio anymore.
That's true. I didn't think you'd date me, and that's fine.
Okay.
That's fine. I'm just going to kind of fly off radar here, off the grid, so to speak. Who has birthdays today? Glad you asked.
Yeah, who has a birthday today?
Famous people. Joan of Arc.
Oh, yeah.
Things did
Noah's wife.
not end well for Joan. If you look it up, it's a true story. She was actually burned at the stake for wearing men's clothing.
No kidding.
That's part of the
Really?
detail.
That's why?
It is just one of the most bizarre stories
We've come
on
so
the planet.
far.
25 years after her execution,
Yeah.
they retried the whole thing.
Yeah.
And was found totally innocent, and then
Yeah.
she was canonized as a saint. So.
That's super.
By
Good
the
for
way,
her.
she is not Noah's wife. I just want
A
to make
little
sure
too late.
everybody knows I was just being silly there.
Whole different deal there. Martin Luther King Jr. born this day.
Oh, nice.
Martin Luther King, of course, had a dream, and what's going on right now ain't it?
Is
Yeah,
not part of it.
probably
And Charo.
Oh, yeah.
Always been a fan of Charo.
I liked Charo. I saw her on the Love Boat all the
But
time.
yes.
Yeah.
Charo is 71 today. Coochie.
Yeah.
And you may or may not know, she's actually a pretty accomplished, decent flamenco guitar player.
Really?
Yes.
I
And
did
would you
not.
like to know her full name?
I would
Yes.
like to know her full name.
Charo. Really one of the first celebrities to just ride a first name.
Yeah.
Right.
Right? It is, no kidding, Charo Maria del Rosario Mercedes Pillar Martinez Molina Beza.
That's why we
Really?
went with
Yeah.
Charlotte.
That's why she just
I
Charo.
would go with Charo.
Let's see, what's going on here? It was 1919. It was in all the papers. This is just crazy, but it really did happen. 2 million gallons of molasses flood Boston, Massachusetts in the Great Molasses Flood when a storage tank burst. 21 people drowned in that.
Can you imagine that?
Yeah, so that cliche, slower than molasses, apparently not true.
Yeah, it's slow. It just that was a lot of it.
That 2 million. I'm not even sure what molasses is. Heidi,
It's-
can you take that? Or
It's like a syrup.
Syrup.
Yeah.
it's like a syrup.
Yeah.
Molasses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if I've ever had any, but apparently it's not good for you. 1943, the world's largest office building is completed. For $1 million, kids, what is that building? You know it, you love it.
The Pentagon.
It is the Pentagon. It happens to house the U.S. military. There you go, John.
Take that $1 million in singles.
Not
Nickels
a
and
problem.
dime.
And in 1861, the elevator is patented.
Oh.
And the first patent for the elevator, it was actually steam-driven.
Oh, wow.
Man's name was Eliza Otis.
Yeah.
Company still exists out of the Twin Cities, actually.
Yeah.
They employ about 170,000 people.
Oh, wow. That's impressive.
There was a
Been doing elevators for about 160 years now, and it's still the Otis Company. and it's
I do
pretty-
notice
pretty
on every elevator that I get in, I do see their little logo. Otis
I'm pretty
Elevators.
sure that was there was an office, and I'm thinking it's Otis. Now I'm going to feel really bad if it's not them, but there was an office in 8th and Railroad Center when we had our office there, and it was the person from the elevator company there. And again, I think it's the local Otis company.
Probably.
I would see him in the hallway once in a while, and I asked him, I said, hey, how are things going? I said, how's business? He goes, up and down, and then he smiled. And I was like, that is the perfect.
I want to party with him.
I thought that was the perfect answer. I'm like, the Otis guy.
Okay,
Business up and down.
I don't really get it, but I want to party with him.
Oh, good times.
Oh, man.
Can I use your name yet or not?
Oh, no. After that, no. I know, you know, we all know. Let's just stumble forward.
It's the John and Heidi Show bonus hour with this guy right here, brought to you by SiouxEmpireJobs.com.
Do you have a credit card? Is it a pretty good one? Here's how you can tell. Take the details of your current card, the interest rates, points, and perks, and compare them for free to the available offers at BetterCreditCards.com. If we can offer you a better credit card, it could save you money every month. This will literally cost you nothing, and it could help you get a better credit card. Even if you don't have a credit card right now, you can still check it out at BetterCreditCards.com. Do it today. BetterCreditCards.com. That's BetterCreditCards.com.
Time now for Ranger Dan's Critter Corner.
Well, I'm rough, tough, and ready. I'm a heck of a man. Eat my beans and weenies from a frying pan.
He's Ranger Dan.
Easy. I'm Ranger Dan. Well, I loves to wrestle bears and lasso ducks, run over possums in my government truck.
He's Ranger Dan.
You see? I'm Ranger Dan. Well, I loves all the campers and the animals too. If you're picking on critters, I'm coming after you.
He's Ranger Dan.
Yes, sir. I'm Ranger Dan.
Good morning, Ranger Dan.
Good morning, Ranger
I
Dan.
found a little snappy salute off the well-started from the old Ranger Dan. Was kept to you too. Delmer, you're looking Heidi.
Elmer.
Ranger
Heidi,
Dan.
it's Friday. Every now and again, we like to delve into the big, bulky bags of fan mail, and I'll tell you what, they come from all over the world, and not really sure where this one came from, but we'll jump right into it because some valid points are being made here, and it's pretty darn interesting. I think we're all going to learn something. Let's see. Starts out, Dear Ranger Dan, love the show. You, sir, are indeed a national treasure.
Yeah.
Also, my mom, my two sisters, and my fiancé find you ruggedly handsome. I'm writing to tell you I recently received my copy of your brand new book, The Life and Times of Ranger Dan, Volume 1.
Yeah.
I was a few chapters into it when it occurred to me it was a lot like a book titled Call of the Wild, written by Jack London. Well, it just so happens that I have a copy of that particular book, and I dug it out. And sure enough, they pretty much are identical word for word.
Oh, wow.
Now, it seems, Ranger Dan, the only difference is that the Ranger Dan label is hastily pasted over the cover, and the pages where you would normally find information on publisher, copyright, etc. appear to have been torn out.
Nice.
Now, to be clear, I'm not jumping to any conclusions. I'm just wondering, what's the deal? And keep up the great work. America needs you. Your biggest fan, Herbert Lindquist.
Nice.
Well, first, thanks for the letter, Herbert. Can I call you Herb? I think I can. Appreciate you writing. Now, secondly, I can't say enough how much I appreciate you buying my book. Remember, when you purchase any Ranger Dan merchandise, those proceeds allow us to continue with the great programming you hear on this radio station.
Nice.
And finally, as far as you put it, Hank, what's the deal?
Yeah.
I'm glad you asked. The deal on The Life and Times of Ranger Dan Volume 1 is a doozy. The hardcover edition is specially priced right now at just $39.95. The paperback edition's only $38.95. And we're stoked about this. Just released audio version is a bargain at just $129.95. The audio version features pitch-perfect narration by a fella who sounds alarmingly nothing like Morgan Freeman and has a pronounced stutter, making for an additional 90 minutes of listening pleasure. That's all the time we have today, little Radio Rangers. It's always good to get your letters. Feel free to voice whatever concern you may have. Till next time, this is Ranger Dan. I'd say it with me.
Yes, sir.
Did you make a resolution to give up drugs? It's not going to be easy, but we'd love to help. Addiction can drive away those who love you the most, and addiction can lead to the loss of jobs, relationships, and even your life. Don't let addiction tear your life apart anymore. Get the help you need to defeat addiction and put the pieces back together in your life. Learn more at timeforrehab.com. We want to help. Timeforrehab.com. That's timeforrehab.com.
Time now for a morning coffee break brought to you by Kaladi's Bistro, located at 26th and Minnesota Avenue in Sioux Falls. And Mr.
Yeah, I'll be there for lunch today.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Nice.
A guy whose name I can't say on the radio anymore.
No.
Going to give us our coffee break.
We're going to hang kind of a hard left here just because it's fun, and I want to kind of prove a point. Now, John, as you know, and it's certainly not a judgment thing, people are into what they're into, but you're simply not a big sports guy.
No, not really. Not
and I, grew up playing sports. I have 4 brothers, blah, blah, blah. So my interest is basically passed down through my father. We're going to the Vikings game. We're going to the Twins game, being a Minneapolis native. So I kind of got into it. Playoffs, one of the final rounds of the NFL playoffs are this weekend. There are 4 games left, 8 teams left, trying to angle their way to the Super Bowl.
Okay, I've heard of the Super Bowl.
So I used to, on occasion, put a little money on sports, and I stopped doing it years ago because it's so hard anyway. You just never know anymore.
You can do it now legally out at Betfred.
You can. I choose not to anymore because I've been so wrong so many times. So all I want to do, again, I'm just going to give you the matchups this weekend. You just pick the winners.
Oh, okay.
Now, again, knowing nothing about really,
I don't know any of this.
Probably any of these teams.
I've heard of all the team names, I think.
All I can really give you is they all have pretty good records over the regular season, or they wouldn't be into the Final Four, so to speak. So here's your first pick.
All right.
The Rams will be at Lambeau taking on the Green Bay Packers. So Rams or Packers?
I'm going to say Packers because I know we've got Packers fans here, and I don't know if I've ever met a Rams fan. So.
They are the geniuses' favorites to win. I'd love to see an upset, but okay, Packers.
All right. I'm writing them down here.
Ravens are traveling to Buffalo to take on the Bills. Bills are favored in that game.
I'm going to go with the Ravens because I remember they were in a Super Bowl not too long ago. That's
not a terrible pick.
But I'm saying it, Baltimore Ravens, and we've got listeners who listen online in Baltimore, so I'm going to say Ravens.
See, again, using the criteria to make picks.
Yeah.
He just wants to make
I don't know if
people
I have
happy.
any listeners in Buffalo, and if I do, sorry.
Cleveland Browns are visiting last year's Super Bowl champs, the Chiefs. The Chiefs are favored in that game.
Boy, this is a tough one because I know there's a lot of Chiefs fans around here.
Browns pretty much ain't made the dance in about 25 years.
But I'm a big underdog fan because there's jokes
That's
about
what I mean.
the Browns.
Use your own criteria, John.
one.
So I'm going to say Chiefs just because, again, as much as I'm an underdog fan, I know
Linda's a huge Chiefs fan.
she is,
so
and
that
I
would be
see
nice.
people wearing Chiefs stuff around here all the time. I've never seen anyone wear Browns other than the UPS guy, and I don't think that's even connected.
Yeah, Sioux Falls is primarily Vikings, Packers, and Chiefs would be kind of a distant third, but yeah, they're pretty popular. And
right.
Bears as well.
Yeah.
Oh, are they playing too?
All right, and this is interesting.
I don't know.
The Tampa Bay Buccaneers
Okay.
are going to New Orleans to take on the Saints.
All right.
Okay, but here's the interesting part. The Buccaneers now being helmed by Tom Brady.
Yeah.
Okay, which is pretty interesting. The Saints quarterback is Drew Brees.
Saints.
They're the two oldest starting quarterbacks in the NFL. Brady's 43, Brees is 41. The average age of a starting quarterback this past season in the NFL is about 30 years old. So this particular matchup is being referred to locally as the Dow Rummel Bowl.
Hey, if it makes you feel any better, they both read at a 30-year-old level. So
Who do you like?
I'm going to say the Tampa Bay with those guys.
You say whatever you like.
I can't say it.
Let's say Buccaneers.
Are you kidding? You're going against the Saints?
Why?
Because they're Saints.
They're New Orleans Saints.
They're not. They're cheaters.
I just, because I know Dan has a son-in-law who's a big fan of Tampa Bay, so I'm going to say that.
My son-in-law's out of Florida, so
I'm just saying that.
Okay.
So I picked my 4. Heidi, you pick your own 4.
I bet you picked two favorites and
Okay.
two underdogs. So it should be interesting how this works out. And your criteria was brilliant.
It was my criteria.
I think I saw somebody who was in Baltimore once.
I'm sportsing, Mom.
I saw somebody with that jersey one time, so I'm going to go with them. They must be good.
I'm new to the sports, so and believe it or not, I own SiouxFallsSports.com, which is very random. So
Yeah, and if we actually remember, we'll revisit this at some point next week.
yeah, I'll
be
keep
great.
a note here, and then you'll have to tell me who wins.
As we go on, you'll still have some more picks because then there'll be a couple more matchups and then Super Bowl. So yeah, we'll do this to the bitter end and see how you do.
Can I pick right now who's going to be in the Super Bowl, or is
You
that
sure
way
can.
too
Give it a
way
shot.
too early? I'm going to say the Buccaneers.
And who?
Are they going to play
There's gonna be
anybody
two
in
teams.
particular? Or?
They're I'm saying who's going to win. So they got to play. How about they play the Packers? Is that even possible? So,
Buccaneers and
should
the
I have
Chiefs.
quit 5 minutes ago?
Buccaneers isn't bad.
Okay.
Brady is, even at 43, he's one of the best to ever play the game. It would not surprise me to see Tampa Bay in the Super Bowl. It really
Okay.
wouldn't.
Well, we'll see. Now we've got it on record somewhere. Well, thank you for that, sir.
Yeah, it's fun.
Sportsing is fun.
I know, we never do it. So
No, we
there you
don't.
go.
It's the John and Heidi Show bonus hour with Dan Farris. Oh, I wasn't supposed to say his name. Thanks for listening. Brought to you right now, this is a coffee break brought to you by Kaladi's Bistro at 26th and Minnesota Avenue in Sioux Falls. Let's make 2021 a brighter year. Last year was awful for many people who put everything into a business, hoping to live their dreams, only to have it become a nightmare. You can help them by shopping locally. If you have the means, buy some gift cards from a local business and give them to a friend who could use some help. You'll be helping your friend and the small business, plus all the people who work there too. This is a positive thing you could do that could ripple through your community to make 2021 a brighter year. Take part. And learn more at giftcardchallenge.org. Time now for a bright spot of news brought to you by Paul's Designer Showroom on Lake Lorraine and Sioux Falls. And they can brighten any room with a beautiful light fixture. We're going to brighten your day right now with some positive news. I've got Tom joining me from ResGen, and we've got another event coming up. It's later this month, isn't it, Tom?
Yeah, that's right, John. Always good to be able to talk with you, so I appreciate the time. But, yeah. We're very excited about what's coming up here January 28th, 29th, and 30th.
And it's the ResGen Men's Summit, but there's way more to it than that, isn't there?
Well, yeah. So this year we have the ResGen Men's Summit on January 30th from 8 until noon, and but prior to that, on both Thursday night and Friday night, we've got a marriage event called ResGen's Date Night Comedy that we run both Thursday night and Friday night due to the popularity of it, and we're just thrilled that in the current season that we're in, we can still put on some events with safety parameters in place and all the things necessary because of the time we're in, but still provide great content and events to help marriages, to help our relationships, to help us understand just our roles as husbands, as fathers, as friends, and as followers of Christ.
And with Date Night Comedy and with the ResGen Men's Summit, if people would like to get tickets, are tickets still available for both of these?
Yeah, so let's first tackle the Date Night Comedy. You know, that is a what we call, it's going to be your favorite date night of the year. And I don't know if you're anything like me, dates have been hard to come by over the last year.
Oh, yeah.
With the season that we're in. So it is, we are limiting, just so that people know, the venue seats almost 1,200. It's at Central Church, and but we are limiting capacity to 500 people each night, 250 couples, to allow for social distancing and people to feel safe and all that kind of thing. And so Thursday night and Friday night, if you want to get in on Friday night, January 29th, you're going to want to act pretty quickly because there's only about 70. Those tickets are really going quickly. And that will definitely sell out. And then there's a little bit more elbow room on Thursday night as of now. And so to get tickets for either night, you just go to resgen.org. That's ResGen.org. And then for the Men's Summit, the same parameters are applying. We're going to allow 500 men to be a part of that. And so last year's event sold out with over 1,000 men. So we know that event is going to sell out at 500 men as well. It goes from 8 a.m. until noon. And we are going to be, it's 4 dynamic sessions, comedy. We've got snacks and a bunch of other fun stuff planned. And so hopefully it'll work for people to join us for either or both and date night comedy or the Men's Summit. And
if folks would like to get tickets to this, where is the best place to go to find these tickets?
Yeah, the best way is just to go right to our website, resgen.org, resgen.org. And something we added this year, John, is because of maybe some people not feeling comfortable with gathering in crowds, regardless of the size, we do have live stream available this year for all the events as well, both Thursday night and Friday night's date night, as well as the Men's Summit. You can get a live stream ticket at the website as well. So you can have a home date, or you can watch the summit on Saturday morning in the comfort of your own home. And it's so when you go to the website, you'll pick, do you want in-person or live stream? And you can choose your format that you want to be a part of it.
That sounds fantastic. I'm going to throw a link to that to make it really easy to find. Let's talk a little bit about who the speakers are going to be and who the comedians are going to be. So if folks listening happen to know these names, they can go, oh, hey, I've always wanted to see them in person. So who do we have for Date Night Comedy? We'll start there.
Yeah, Date Night Comedy is a great friend of mine, Ted Cunningham. He was actually at the very first Date Night Comedy we ever had 2 years ago. Back in 2019.
Very funny
and
man.
Just did a phenomenal job mixing comedy and content that's going to grow just your relationship with your spouse or the person that you think is going to be your spouse. So we have a lot of engaged and long-term dating couples come as well. And then paired with him that night, we've added Mike Goodwin, who is just a tremendously funny man as well. And so he's going to come and be paired with Ted that night. And for the Men's Summit, both Ted and Mike will be there doing, of course, different content as a part of the Men's Summit. I will be sharing a session, and then we also have Grammy Award-winning artist Lecrae, who is a hip-hop artist, but he is actually going to be speaking, and I'll be interviewing him as opposed to him performing. So a nice variety of guys sharing at the summit, nice variety for date night, and it's going to be a great 3 days together.
Again, the website, ResGen.org. Tom, thank you for your time today, sir.
John, I always appreciate being on the air with you.
Well, we love what you do, and we love that you do it here in our community. So thank you for being a part of the community, but also thank you for doing what you do in the community, too.
Yeah, well, I appreciate that. And the nice thing with the live stream, we can go way beyond our community this year, which is a lot of fun because it's not just the boundary of 4 walls.
Yeah.
We can now do these events around the world, around this country. And so we're greatly excited about the way that the territory has been expanded, and I appreciate your help in helping that happen. So I appreciate that, John.
Absolutely. Again, date night comedy, it's coming up on the 28th and 29th, and then the ResGen Men's Summit on the 30th. Tickets, information, all of that can be found at resgen.org. That's ResGen.org.
Did you make a resolution to stop drinking? It's not going to be easy, but we'd love to help. Addiction can drive away those who love you the most, and addiction can lead to the loss of jobs, relationships, and even your life. Don't let addiction tear your life apart anymore. Get the help you need to defeat addiction and put the pieces back together in your life. Learn more at timeforrehab.com. We want to help. Timeforrehab.com. That's timeforrehab.com.
Time now for entertainment news of the day with Mr. Dan Farris. What do we have?
Yes, celebrity. A bummer. I know you guys were big fans. The last half of the duo Siegfried and Roy has just passed away.
Oh no!
Yeah, and what was that? Not too long after. Roy passed. So yeah, they are no more. Apparently, been battling pancreatic cancer. Siegfried was his first name. Siegfried Fischbacher. Actually, half of the world famous Las Vegas Magic and Entertainment Act. Yeah. Do you know they hit Vegas like back in the late '60s?
Yeah, they've been there a while.
They
I
did
tell you
a
what, that was
heck
one of
of a
the
run.
best shows I have ever.
You guys,
seen.
I've never had the pleasure, except for some television appearances. I've never actually seen it, but
it was phenomenal.
It'd be amazing because you guys are kind of tough when it comes to entertainment.
Yeah, and I am not a fan of magicians.
No,
you're not.
She's very hard to please. I've tried so many magic tricks, and she always knows what I'm doing. So.
I'm not impressed by them. It just doesn't. It's not something that's ever excited me. But those guys, holy cow!
And I've always been very impressed with magic shows.
Yeah, he drags me.
I think
to
it's really
all
cool.
kinds of that stuff. I'm like,
whatever.
Look
what he did. He just made his thumb disappear.
But they were amazing. They really were, and that's really sad.
They did their first Vegas strip appearance in '67, and then in 1989 started a 14-year run at the Mirage.
Yeah, they went there a long time.
That production they put on at the Mirage was a $30 million production.
I wonder if they still have the tiger habitat, even though they've been gone for a long time. Because
I would imagine
that beautiful
it's
tiger
somewhere.
habitat.
Yeah, I'm sure it's somewhere.
Interesting story. The two actually met on a cruise ship.
Really?
Like a little better than 60 years ago. Horn was a steward. He actually worked on the ship. And Siegfried was a magician who was making an appearance. Huh. They met, and one thing led to another, and away you go. So
yeah, that's really cool.
Yep.
Yeah, they were amazing.
Yeah, very good. A good team, by the way. Very good team. It was so sad when Roy was attacked by a tiger. That was like 15 years ago. I remember when that. It might have been more than that.
That permanently led to some paralysis and kind of biffed the whole thing. So yeah.
Well, sad to hear that news. Dan, thank you for the update, though.
Yeah, absolutely.
We were just talking yesterday. We heard one of the ads for Grand Falls. They've got coming. It was going to be in 2020, and then that didn't happen. So in 2021, this year, Wayne Newton.
See, I want to see Wayne. I've always wanted to see Wayne.
I want to see Wayne.
He's another Las Vegas mainstay. He's been there. If you look that up, he's been there longer than Las Vegas.
Yeah, he's pushing 80 now. I want to say Wayne Newton is 78.
Yeah, I believe
78,
so.
Yeah,
I'm
going
excited
to see
for that.
Wayne for sure. I want to be there.
Yeah,
I got to see it.
I believe I'm the MC for that show.
Awesome.
I sure hope so.
What?
But,
you get me backstage?
Maybe.
I want to meet him.
I want to
take
lock
one of those big drinks and say,
Like,
"Can I touch your hair?"
I'm going to have him sign my chest.
I'm going to see if I can get a lock of his hair. So. And if you don't know what we're just talking about, you've missed Vegas vacation. You should check it out. Dan, thanks again for coming in, man.
Hey, thanks for having me, man. My pleasure.
The John and Heidi Show bonus hour with Dan Farris. Oh, the name I'm not supposed to say.
Nope.
Right here. Brought to you by SiouxEmpireJobs.com.
Do you have a credit card? Is it a pretty good one? Here's how you can tell. Take the details of your current card, the interest rates, points, and perks, and compare them for free to the available offers at bettercreditcards.com. If we can offer you a better credit card, it could save you money every month. This will literally cost you nothing, and it could help you get a better credit card. Even if you don't have a credit card right now, you can still check it out at bettercreditcards.com. Do it today. bettercreditcards.com. That's bettercreditcards.com.
Here's your Market Beat Minute for Friday, January 15th, 2021. Stocks pulled back from their highs on Thursday while investors wait for the details of the new COVID relief plan. The plan is expected to include another round of individual stimulus checks, but faces stiff opposition in Congress. With only the narrowest of majorities in both House and Senate, leaders will need the aid of both sides to pass any major legislation. Friday marks the kickoff of earnings season. Reports from JP Morgan Chase, Wells Fargo, and Citigroup are all expected to move markets on better than expected earnings and positive guidance. The big banks are expected to have returned to year-over-year growth in the fourth quarter of 2020, setting them up for increased buybacks and dividends in 2021. The risk is the same as it has been. If the banks fail to impress the market, there's a risk for a market correction. You can get the inside track from Wall Street's brightest minds delivered directly to your inbox every day at marketbeatminute.com.